Welcome back to my channel, Cuddly Kaya. The nose needed for detecting Parkinson's disease is a dog's. I would like to introduce you to the only program in North America that is targeting the detection of Parkinson's disease. And you and I have a special privilege to get an inside look as I closely follow a participant whose neurologist suspects Parkinson's disease. You see, there's no lab or imaging test that is recommended for a conclusive result for a definitive diagnosis for Parkinson's. Getting a head start by seeing if the dogs detect the scent associated with Parkinson's in this volunteer participant will be a key factor in determining the next steps with the neurologist. Stay with me. There's some interesting information coming ahead.
Before I forget, please subscribe and tap the bell notification so you'll be notified of new videos to watch. That helps creators like me get their videos further promoted by YouTube and helps me to grow my channel.
If you suspect that you yourself or a loved one is beginning to experience Parkinson-like symptoms, then you will be highly encouraged about what I'm getting ready to share. Paul and I live half of every year in the San Juan Islands in Friday Harbor, located in the northeast part of Washington State. So while sailing with friends there in their sailboat, I met a man that volunteers with his dog at a unique training facility that is the only one in North America. It's known as PADS, which is an acronym for Parkinson's Alert Dogs. PADS is a non-profit organization that has been training dogs to detect the odor of Parkinson's since March of 2016. Each dog has devoted between 50 and 350 days and has 400 to 3,500 exposures to Parkinson's disease samples. A mighty band of currently 16 dogs who have an aptitude for work and who have a keen ability to problem solve, train 2 to 4 days per week practicing detecting the presence of Parkinson's disease, which has a distinct odor. These amazing canines are both large and small and of various breeds. Each has an equally devoted handler owner who volunteers with their dog. Are you or someone you know exhibiting early symptoms of Parkinson's disease? I'll list a few of those symptoms which can come years prior to a diagnosis. Smaller handwriting than usual, loss of smell, difficulty sleeping, stiffness in body, arms, and legs, constipation, soft or low voice, dizziness or fainting, stooping or hunching over, a masked face, depression, slight resting tremor in finger, thumb, hand, or chin. Tremors or trembling, shaking hands are often the most common signs of Parkinson's. Difficulty maintaining balance and coordination, trouble standing or walking, stiffness are also side effects of this disease. These symptoms appear gradually and worsen over time. Symptoms typically begin in persons older than 50 years. What is Parkinson's? Parkinson's disease affects approximately 1 million men and women combined, and some 60,000 Americans are diagnosed each year. Parkinson's is a difficult disease to accurately diagnose in the early stages. A person with Parkinson's disease gradually loses the ability to totally control body movements. Parkinson's disease is a disorder of the central nervous system, which includes the brain and spinal cord, and controls everything you do, including moving. To begin the process of a confirmed diagnosis, a neurologist performs a neurological examination, testing agility, muscle tone, gait, and balance, looking for specific symptoms needed to diagnose Parkinson's. Why is detecting Parkinson's early so important? Since there is no definitive laboratory diagnosis for Parkinson's disease other than a post-mortem exam, Patients who suspect they have Parkinson's only have the option of long-term, regular clinical observation, and possibly later the use of a DAT scan or MRI to give them some indication of the presence of Parkinson's symptoms. Although these tests are helpful, they have not proven to be conclusive tools for diagnosis. Early detection of Parkinson's is key to begin treating the symptoms of the disease and enjoy better quality of life. If Parkinson's disease can be identified 5 to 10 years prior to tremors at the very early stage of the disease, then it is quite probable that progression can be significantly slowed to an individual's overall lifespan. How are dogs trained in helping in early detection of the disease? Dogs also have a second scent detecting organ that humans do not have. And since a dog's sense of smell is up to 100,000 times more accurate than that of a human's, dogs can detect the unique odor of Parkinson's disease. A volunteer who has been clinically diagnosed with Parkinson's provides a t-shirt that they have worn for 3 nights, at least 24 hours, and that is put into a canister. Then the dogs are also given samples provided by healthy volunteers, and they're used at the same time in the other 3 canisters. The dogs then sniff the samples and indicate which sample definitely has the associated odor of Parkinson's disease. This information cannot be considered a medical diagnosis, but it is information that can be used to help people further evaluate their options. The PADS website states, "The dogs are highly selective, even more so than laboratory equipment, in their ability to sort volatile organic compounds from a complex background of odorant molecules. When sniffing, dogs can sort and be trained to select compounds in parts per million. By isolating and identifying the odor that the dogs are identifying in Parkinson's disease, important progress can be made in the search for a biomarker of Parkinson's." A biomarker is important because it helps to point the way to a cause of the disease, and understanding the cause becomes an important step on the path towards finding the cure. When a compound is selected as hot by the dogs, this compound is then studied further in the lab. Mass spectrometry equipment is used to examine Parkinson's participant samples to determine if this same compound can be found in Parkinson's disease. As you can clearly see at PADS, science is being led by the nose. All 16 Parkinson's alert dogs are putting their noses to work to help a science team locate the source of Parkinson's odor. By finding the source, it then becomes possible to develop methods of slowing or even stopping the progression of this debilitating disease. Later in this video, we will learn, along with this participant we're following, if the dogs detect the odor of Parkinson's in their sample. So how do you get started with participating in this program and becoming a sample donor? Well, confidentiality is first. As you can imagine, donor samples are at the core of the PADS canine detection program. PADS utilizes approximately 100 samples per year from clinically confirmed Parkinson's disease participants and another 100 samples from healthy human control participants. The samples are used as training aids for the dogs and are tracked and documented by number only. Donor names are kept strictly confidential, and donor information is stored under lock and key and never on the internet. The neurologist for our participant shared her notes on her patient with the director of PADS. Once the participant is approved, a complete sample kit is provided and can be shipped to off-site locations. Return shipping information is included in the kit. The sample kit includes instructions, a canister,
a data collection form, and one pre-washed, never worn, 100% cotton t-shirt for overnight wear for 3 nights, a minimum of 24 hours. The t-shirt collects any volatile organic compounds from the skin of the participant and provides the sample for the dogs to sniff. What was our volunteer's result? As promised, this volunteer participant's identity will remain confidential. After wearing the t-shirt for 3 nights, it was carefully packed into the kit and given back to the PADS organization for testing. Here are this participant's results. I want to thank the volunteer participant for allowing me to tag along while they were given the results of the dog's findings. This is a very emotional time. This participant has agreed to allow me to continue to follow their diagnostic path as they also follow up this information with a DAT scan. If I see a definite interest from you, my viewers, on this topic, by giving me a thumbs up, I will follow this video with another, sharing the information found as a result of the scan, and we'll see if it agrees with the dog's noses. Any comments are welcome as well. If you are interested in becoming a sample donor or become involved in any way with this program, go to their website to learn more. And next, here are some videos from my channel that you might be interested in watching. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.